This is the Voice of Russia. The London Bureau of the Voice of Russia is now live on digital radio and online, with news, comment and debate on weekdays between 4 and 7 p.m.
This is the Voice of Russia in London. I'm Alice Lagnado. There aren't many of them left. The number of Russian veterans of World War II grows smaller every year. But those who remain have plenty of fighting spirit, as I saw at the ceremony to mark Victory Day at the Soviet War Memorial in the gardens of the Imperial War Museum in Lambeth. Valentin Dremlug, a Ukrainian who now lives in St. Petersburg, is 94. He flew over to Britain specially to take part in the ceremony. He took part in the Arctic convoy missions when the West sent military and other vital supplies to Soviet Russia during the war. In one incident, Valentin and his fellow servicemen saved British seamen after their vessel was bombed.
I took part in the convoys. Englishmen call them the Arctic convoys, and we call them the polar convoys. When the transport ships came to Murmansk and Archangel, we met them and protected them. Once we saved 147 English and American servicemen. The Germans were trying to sink them, but we saved them.
Many Russians who live in London also came to pay their respects on Wednesday. Lyuba Vezdoga comes every year. Her parents met in the war.
From 1939, my father is an officer, and till Berlin till 1945. And mother the same in Stalingrad. They met each other, got married during the war. Yes, war and life, they are together. They met in Stalingrad. My father was wounded, and my mother worked as a doctor at the hospital. So she took care about my father. She fell in love. So they got married.
And dozens of British war veterans joined the ceremony. Alfred Fowler is 89, and during the war he served on the HMS Sheffield, which escorted convoy ships to Russia. He returned to Murmansk in northern Russia, where the convoys brought supplies to, in 2005.
What is most surprising to us, or to me personally, is that we went to Russia in 2005, and my wife and I, we both went, and I was most surprised at the response from the people, particularly in Murmansk, where we used to come into, and how much they couldn't do enough for us, because they realised how getting the convoys through in all conditions, all weathers, more or less saved Russia from more or less being surrounded and taken over.
Not everyone in Britain may realise that the Soviet forces during World War II were made up not only of Russians, but also of people from all the countries of the former Soviet Union. This is Vusal Abdullayev, First Secretary of the Embassy of Azerbaijan in London, who came to lay a wreath at the memorial.
600,000 people from Azerbaijan went to the war, and 300,000 of them died. They didn't return, including also some of my relatives. They died in this war, which was a great effort and sacrifice from the nations of the Soviet Union and also other allied countries against the fascism. And we can say exactly that these people saved our life, saved our world, and now we live and we enjoy our life also because of their efforts.
There may be few veterans left, but the feelings evoked by the memories of the war are still strong. This is the Voice of Russia in London. Stay with us.